All right, this is construction number 2. And basically, children, this is copying an angle. So given an angle here, we can copy it here. Now, you notice that it says the very first step is just to draw a segment and to label it R and Y. And then you would step through these steps, which I'm going to do down below with the first one you have. So I'm going to move my paper just a little bit so that you can see where we are. That looks pretty good. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do is draw a short line. And I'm going to put my point R here. You can call it whatever you want to. The next thing I need to do is I come over to, I'm trying to make angle X here. I'm copying angle X, making the exact angle. So the first thing you need to do is come over to this angle and you make an arc on this. Now then, it does not matter at what distance from the vertex you go. Uh-oh, shoot, I'm kind of clumsy with these things. Okay, there we go. So now I have an arc that is that distance. Again, this distance doesn't matter, but what does matter is that whatever distance you use here, you have to use right here. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to, on this point, I'm going to make the very same, an arc the very same distance away. All right? So it doesn't matter what this distance is, except that it must be whatever distance you make that arc here, you have to make that arc here. And the reason for that is we're just establishing the measuring point. How far away are we going to measure from the vertex? Well, this is the distance. So now then what we do is we come back over here and we say, okay, at this distance away, whatever this distance is, how far is this ray from that ray? And so now we have an established distance. We measure. Oh my gosh, am I good or what? That doesn't normally happen, kids. I happen to pick a point that is exactly the same. So, but I would measure it and I would see that, oh, it's that far apart. So now I come back over here and on this arc, I make, there we go. I make a little mark there. And what I know now is that that is the point that if I draw a line from this point to this point, then I will have copied that angle. So very neatly, I do that. Ta-da! And what I know is that this, whatever, however many degrees that is, this is also that many degrees. I have copied that angle. All right? So the first step here is to draw a line. The second step is to make an arc at some distance. Doesn't matter, but it has to be consistent from here to here. Then you measure. Let's see real quickly if we could copy Y. I bet we can, and then I'm going to let y'all do these others. So I draw again. I'm going, yeah, you can see, I'm just trying to see if you can see my paper. Okay, I copy, I just draw a line. Then I'll just use this distance, that's fine. And I'm going to copy Y, I'm going to make an arc on Y. Dang it. Man. Okay. Now then, I've got to have a point, a reference point here. So I put a point there, and then I come over to this line, and I make that okay? So what I have is any old distance away from the vertex here, I've made that arc. And I come back down here and I make that, and so I've made that arc. So from this point I have a consistent measurement. Now I come over here and I say, okay, well at that point, how wide is that angle? How far is it from this ray to this ray? And so I come over here and I measure right there. You want to be pretty accurate. Now find it. See, that's how far it is. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, oh, that's how far it is. And then I take my straight edge and I draw that in. And I know that I have copied angle Y. Good. Okay, there we go. Hey kids, let's go ahead and do one of these where we're adding two angles together. That won't take us long. Again, we'll start out by just making a line. We'll put a point on this line. And now I'm going to quickly, well, let's see. I'll just go ahead and I'm going to try and use that same arc. So I've got that measurement. Now come down here and I make that arc. So here would be that distance. So now I need to say, okay, that distance away from this ray, how far is it to the next ray? And it's that far apart. So I come here and I say, that's how far away that other ray is. Okay? Now then, but that would be x. What we're really looking for here is x plus y. So I need to use this same distance. Oh, luckily it is the same distance. That's handy. But so now the question is that same distance away, see the same distance, how far, how wide is y? So now then I go here. Now then, instead of starting from this ray, what I'm doing is I'm adding to this ray. See, that would be x. So I come here. Uh-oh, it popped a little bit. Let me check it. It's a little wide. Okay. This is not a great compass, but it's good enough. So now then I go like that. There we go. So what I know is I'm going to draw that. And this angle would be x plus y. Because see, that angle would have been x. And then we added to it this angle, which was y. So that would be x plus y. I think you can do the rest of those.